ReVolt reminds me a bit of Stats. Just a very stable Protoss, and Faz is also just a very good player in general. So, without further ado, spawning in the bottom left corner, it is the yellow Terran from Risen Competitive. It's Faz. And spawning in the top right corner, it is the red Protoss, also representing Risen Competitive. It's ReVolt. I'm getting some weird lag issues. It's really sad. I really hope that's only temporary. I don't have anything else open except for Discord. So, alright. So, Faz going with a full wall off here, so ReVolt's not going to get much information except for the fact there's a depot, another depot, and a barracks. He doesn't know if this is gasless CC on the high ground. He doesn't know if there's a fewer Raxus proxy across the map. He's operating off of very limited information. But behind this is double gas, which I think is usually what's expected whenever you identify that there is a sneaky depot not letting you do your thing, get your information. Expansion, of course, still goes down for Tommy Pickles, ReVolt, same person. Cybernetics Core, I think, did come up. No? I can't tell. I think the Nexus was actually before the Core. Reaper is going to move across the map. Adept is being chronoed. This Reaper did take out the first probe, so we are one probe down in this matchup already. Reaper sees the expansion and its timing. He knows there's probably going to be an Adept as soon as he goes up the ramp, as he should. And ReVolt is going to come down and scare away the Reaper, or Reaper runs. Behind this, expansion is on the way. It looks like Marine and Widow Mine is what is being produced by Faz here. ReVolt kind of getting prepared for that. Well, he did jump away, and Faz waited for the opportune moment, and now Faz is in the base. He is going to take down one. One probe does fall. He should get out of here with his Reaper, though. The Adept is going across the map. If he gets in a decent position, he might be able to actually delay this command center just for a moment, but I think his plays... Oh, he lets the shade finish. I don't think that was intentional. Adept goes down and only wounds 2 Marines. There's a medevac on the way, so those guys will get their health back. So Twilight, Robo, Blink is the play here from ReVolt. Reaper sitting at one of the potential third bases. Now moving across the map is the first medevac with 2 Widow Mines. I don't see an armory, so these mines are going to be one-offs unless they get picked up pretty quickly. So that is 3 gateways now. He's rolling here with 2 Widow Mines. ReVolt does notice them, but oh, a little bit of missed micro there. Lots of probes do fall. 8 probes have gone down. That is a very big win, and he gets out with the medevac in both Widow Mines for Faz. Excellent way to start off the match. ReVolt did have a probe headed out to build a base. I think he just fought against it. Maybe he feels like after taking that much damage, He needs to be aggressive. He's going to drop another gateway instead. So yeah, the plan has changed. We're going to see an aggressive revolt here. So this guy is going to boost back in once more. Oh, the probes get caught up on the Nexus once again. These mines do have the opportunity to get a lot of damage. Two go down. Both Widow Mines are going to fall. But, I mean, 10 probes total did die at 2 of the Widow Mines. So they got their value. On the back end, we did have tank production there. He will probably resume the tank production, and he's going to add combat shield, stim. I'm probably going to see a tank timing here, maybe at the 7:30, 8-minute mark from Faz. Don't forget, he did open double gas, but he is actually the one ahead on workers after all that damage. Still no expansion here from Tommy Pickles. We're going to see him continue to try to pile on the aggression. I don't think he has any thought of taking another base. He does blink into the main. I think that was the Raven that did die. Sorry for missing that. Well, I don't know how to look up exactly what units have died in this game. I know there's a way to do it. I don't know how to do it. Medevac goes down. Again, just ReVolt getting a little bit of value here. He is significantly behind an army supply. He's going to continue to try to do the best he can to make this work. Third base has gone down. But now Faz has gotten his upgrades that he wants. Stim's about to complete. Third base just finished. He just missed the opportunity to stop that from happening. Okay, so he force fields him outside the base. That was yeah, there's a timer on this, is what I was trying to say. Gets back out, a little bit annoying. Stuff that Faz has to deal with, but he can't push out. I just don't think there was enough here for ReVolt to really be able to get anything done. He added the additional gateways, but then didn't mass produce off of them. Kind of stayed on a really low stock count and expanded. Faz with only 1 medevac here though at the moment, probably waiting for 2 more before he pushes out. His healing is good. He sees the observer and gets the pick on that. Scan is used. 1 less mule for the Terran economy. He's just gonna go ahead and chill out here and siege up. Faz does identify that there is a third base now for Tommy Pickles. He knows that he is macroed out of it instead of preparing for another all-in at this current moment. Robotics Bay is completed, so we are going to see either Disruptor or Colossus. Colossus is the choice. That's good. I really like the strong robo play that we see currently from Pro. I mean, I hate it because I'm a Terran, but I think it's really stable and good. Get 3 Colossus, add Disruptors. It's a really difficult army to deal with. It's very technical, requires a lot of micro, and it's easy to make an error. I mean, same on the Protoss side, you can make a bad error too, and your Disruptors don't do anything at all. You accidentally send them into the army, but on the Terran side too, you miss a split. It's not like the army for a moment, they're all dead. Medevacs get a little far ahead of the army. Tommy Pickles does realize this, and he's going to pick off 2 Medevacs, another one low on HP. So these units right here don't have the healing potential that they wish they did. There's a lot here, a lot of Marines. And I think this base is going to go down. He is continuing to try to buy as much time for the base for the Colossus to show up. Colossus is now in the fight, and this is going to get pushed away now. But, as you can see on the minimap, here comes the cavalry. Tanks are very good at dealing with stuff like this. I think ReVolt realizes his current situation is pretty dire. Nope. Kind of poking up and around, but now he's going to come down and attack the army. Charge Blasts do roll in. The tanks are focusing on the Charge Blast and not the Colossus. A lot of this does get cleaned up. There's just too much here for Faz. There's a GG call here. Alright guys, spawning in the top right corner on the map Everdream, it is the Yellow Terran, Faz. And spawning in the bottom left corner, it is the red Protoss, ReVolt. Looks fairly standard so far from both players. No probes or SCVs out in the middle of the map doing anything weird or cheeky yet. ReVolt does go for a pylon, excuse me, a gateway scout. I didn't even know Cinder Chance was in the game. I didn't. How did I miss that? ReVolt gonna tag this SCV. You know, these little things that Protoss do is pretty important, right? Every time he tags that, he forces Faz to have to react. And anytime you pull an SCV off the mineral line, that's lost mining time. That's also focus that's being put on dealing with this probe versus executing build order, which is kind of frustrating, to be honest. So I like ReVolt tagging the SCV there, even if it was just for a second. He did go Nexus Cybercore once again this game. Faz electing to go for something a little bit more standard. We didn't have a cheeky wall off to stop the scouting. Pretty standard Reaper expand, if you ask me. SCV on the other side map gets the scout but runs away. And factory on the way now. Faz. Probe gets an opportunity to swing back into the base though. So he is going to see... Oh, he almost blocks the add-on with the pylon. Almost, but that Marine pops out just in time. Very clutch Marine timing. Pretty standard here, going 2 Marine before Reactor. You see that quite often. 2 Marines and a Reaper can take down the Adept. Did he just unintentionally shade away whenever he almost killed the Reaper? Oh, I think that Reaper would have been dead if he didn't just do that shade. Oh well. I like the play here by Faz. Very quick. Second barracks. This is going to probably be a very clean 3 racks timing. Hellion is also now on the map. It's going to meet up with this Reaper here, it looks like, to go in and either do some damage or poke around a little bit and see what's going on. Depth does shade into the natural. He's going to sit here in the mineral line, forcing SCVs to pull off. This Mule is not getting valuable mining time. Depth takes some hull damage. Definitely didn't want that. On the other side of the map, Faz is rolling into the natural with his units. And rolls into the main as well. There is no shield battery here, so he's going to get some worker kills. But he sees everything. What a good scout here by Faz. Some stalkers have been produced. He saw the Robo, and there's also no other gates, or one other gate at the moment for Tommy Pickles. So Raven take Pidgey is what we're looking at right here from Faz. Now he's going to switch these add-ons and he's going to get upgrades. And he produced a few Marines naked out of the barracks too. I mean, the Marines aren't naked. The barracks is naked. You get the gist. These timings are lining up pretty well for Faz. This is really the rehearsed build order. I like it. I like it a lot. Got one tank out, which is great for dealing with Blink Stalkers. That's exactly where his position is too. He's in a spot where he tries to blink in and start sniping upgrades. They have to also deal with the tank too. Fortunately for ReVolt, this is not an all-in parting 5 or 4 gate or anything like that. This is just some Blink Stalkers to be annoying. Show their face. Say, hey man, I have Blink. I could snipe your stim if you aren't careful. Stuff like that. He doesn't know about the tank. He blinks in anyway. Sees the Raven once it gets a little bit aggressive and takes a lot of damage. I think one Stalker did fall. Observer goes down now too. But on the other end, ReVolt did get a good bit of information. Oh, ReVolt went very greedy here, right? Boom. Double upgrades. No robotics support bay. Charge is on the way. So right now, ReVolt is kind of, I think, in a bad spot. He needs to chrono boost the crap out of his charge and chrono boost the crap out of his upgrades, because that's what's going to keep him in the game when Faz decides to hit with his push. He's going to keep blinking in, or poking in here with these stalkers, trying to get an idea of where your army is. The boys come out of the bunker. The push is about to happen. Tank is unsieged. Will ReVolt be able to get enough units? Raven's going to fly out on the map, do a little bit of worker harass. Maybe coming from a weird angle if there were a Colossus or something. More gateways have been added. Okay, didn't see that happening. Templar Archive is present. ReVolt now knows that there's a push. Blink Stalkers did see that for him, and he's running back home. So right now, all his thoughts are on production. This is a very aggressive all-in here, I would say, from Faz. So Faz needs to do crippling damage. And I think he has the potential to do that. There's a lot of units here. Let's see what's going to happen. Where are all the units for? Now they were dealing with the Raven. Here we go. Faz rolling into the third base. ReVolt is going to engage this tank. Faz takes out the third location, which is exactly the kind of damage he needed to get done. With the third base down, Faz has his third base finishing sooner. And now some Liberators have been added to this too. This is going to be this is a bad position for ReVolt, being honest. He's got no AoE on the field at the moment. 1-1, I believe, is what he has for his units. Yep, 1-1. And that's good and all, but no source of AoE against a larger Terran Bio army is not the type of situation you want to be in. There are the Templar, but they are up front and they're going to roll in. They don't have enough energy to storm, and they do some backs. There's a lot of Marines here. ReVolt, take your next engagement very cautiously. He morphs them both into Archons. He's posturing again to try and take this fight. I think he's concerned about reinforcements, maybe. Might feel like he's on a clock. Wouldn't mind Zuburo to get some good shots on the Archons. One does fall. But I think there is enough here for Faz. Can he outlast this? Oh, no. So many units are low on HP. No, ReVolt does have enough to clean this out and push it back. However, behind this, of course, Faz, the macro machine that he is, still has units. He's taken his third base, even though it was a 2-base timing. He's being continued to do the macro things he needs to do. ReVolt, on the other hand, well, a thing happened. A lot of workers died. I'm pretty sure that was a Liberator. Faz, why you gotta be so sneaky with your Liberator? They didn't join the army. Where'd they go? Killed workers. That's what they did. And with that, ReVolt is down significantly when it comes to workers, which means he has less army, and Faz, once again, is pushing in with a decent bio force. Some more units are reinforcing from the top. I think Faz is enough here to start the game. Sims in once again with some more bio. 2 charge rods are warped in. They roll in and they die. Faz with enough units to focus down each stalker, ignoring the fact there's a shield overcharge. GG is called. Spawning in the bottom left corner, it is the yellow Terran up 2-0, looking to close this out and face me in the next round. It is Faz. And in the top right, looking to get a point on the board and stay alive in this tournament, it is our boy, team captain, ReVolt. So, again, I said at the beginning, I feel like ReVolt is a very stable player. I feel like the things he had gone for have been relatively stable. I just don't think we're seeing the cleanest play out of him today that we normally would see. He is a strong Protoss player in the Elysium community. So no cheeky early wall here from Faz. His thing is off center, so that doesn't make sense that he would do that. This probe should get in and get a scout. Units are going to kiss. Mwah. And looks like we're going to see, again, another fairly standard opener here from Faz. Unlike game number 1 where he brought out weird. Nexus goes down before the SCV gets there. Next will be a core. Second guess now on the way before second pylon. I don't know if it actually means anything in a Protoss build order, but I know I build my second pylon first. There it is. Probe does know that there is an expansion. Hey, to you Terrans out there, right? Yeah, he did it too. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of Terrans skipping Reaper and just going Marine and then a Reactor. I think it's pretty interesting. I kind of want to try it. I mean, you lose your ability to scout, but, I mean, your Reaper usually sees the same thing your SCV sees. Just kind of says, hey, there's units. I have also the chance to kill a probe or something too, maybe, if you get lucky. Once again, my stream was like... This reminds me a little bit of some of the stuff we saw today from Yun or Maru. I can't remember. They're both great Terrans. So that one Marine is going to go down, and the Stalker is going to get some damage on the Hellion, but gets out of dodge, evacuates back home. You know, so here's the thing, right? I think ReVolt really thrives the best whenever he gets to the mid game, and he's got his different forms of AoE. He controls his High Templar incredibly well, and he takes good fights. He has good unit control. I will give him that. More than anything else, his unit control is really good in the mid to late game. Hellions are moving across the map right now. There are 4 of them, which means they do one-shot probes and some other ones, even if there's a shield battery. They are going to run into 2 Stalkers. Stalkers stutter step back a little bit. They re-target. 3 probes fall. And the second, 3 Hellions are still alive. ReVolt attempting to get us around. And these Hellions are just going to go down and die for 4 probes. But they did get... They see everything that they wanted to see. Yeah, he saw those. So we got a full gateway count. did some damage. There are some Widow memes on the way across the map. This is going to be a pretty similar build to what we saw similar follow-up, I think, to what we saw last game from Faz. These Widow Mines do burrow now, and the pull is a little bit late. 6 do fall, and the medevac is going to get out. And were these guys recalled because they were out on the map? Did they get recalled back? Is recall on cooldown? No. I mean, it's still on cooldown from before, but these guys just made it back. Okay, so third base is on the way for ReVolt, and he is getting a robotics bay now at this point too. I feel like I like that move for him. I mean, he almost held in game number 1 whenever Faz was being aggressive because of his Colossus. So do what you're good with. Get the Colossus up. Take a third base. Make it so you don't die. And then just try to win the game. I'm all out of drinks. Okay, he's going straight into Disruptor. That's not a bad move, too. I mean, if Faz is going for another timing push like he did in the last 2 games, and you just get a really juicy shot off on the army, does that really make a Terran sad? It does, I promise you. It makes Terran very sad. Please don't ever do that. Actually, just don't build Disruptors if you're playing against me ever. I'll be sad. It's a lot of gateways. And charges also on the way. These units are going to poke in a little bit. Oh, Stim. No, there's not time. Stim does finish. So there are no upgrades that are going to go down. ReVolt realizes there's a tank, and he took a little bit of damage. I think he's thinking twice about blinking in and trying to get something done. He could potentially wait until... No, he's going for it. Trying to get as much damage as possible. He does pick off one Widow Mine and severely bruises another. Oh, he goes for the medevac. Gets the medevac too, but that time at the cost of, I think, 1 or 2 stalkers. And now he knows what's coming, though. It's on the way out. It's on the map. There's still an observer over it because the Raven is not in position yet. Now this is where it's going to get tricky, right? Okay, no, he knows the Raven's out of position. ReVolt. Oh, boy, you're missing. Okay, so Raven is still going all the way across the map without a little bit of a miscontrol here, I think, from Faz. And a missed opportunity here for ReVolt not jumping on that sooner. And now both disruptors do get disabled, and Force Field goes down. But there was a good opportunity here for ReVolt to be able to do some serious damage to this army. But that Raven was allowed to sit in weird locations and live. Disruptors take out the tank. There are 2 more disruptors though. This is a lot. I don't think Faz is really pushing to this anymore. Again, ReVolt. Good Protoss with AoE. Faz is still up on workers though, which is not where you want to be as a Protoss player in this matchup. You want to be up on workers and at least up a base, kind of like a Zerg against Terran. Faz once again looking to do a drippy droppy. With some Widow Mines up top. Faz behind this has taken his 3rd base. 3 probes did fall for Faz. The 3 SCVs fell for Faz. Oh! ReVolt kills 3 of his own boys with a disruptor shot. 4th base on the way for Faz. Double Colossus now in production. In the main, the Widow Mines did drop in and get 5 more probes. And he also sees that there's Colossus now too. So, mutually beneficial scout and damage doing thing. Also, these probes have not returned back to mining yet. Faz still making Tommy Pickles feel a little uncomfortable here with an army presence on the map, forcing him to keep his units in different locations. The drop does go back in as soon as he's about to put the probes back on the mineral line. So, that was close. He does know there is 2 there. So these will. There's no observer. There's no observer. The cannon is going to finish in time though. 2 medevacs are loaded up, probably trying to deal with this warp prism, making sure he doesn't get any more damage. Building turrets, says no warp prism, not today. I will not have zealots in my base. There is a drop going into the main though. It is not just Widow Mines this time. It's bio. And it's going to take out that turret, the cannon, excuse me. And they're going to pick up and fly away at the cost of 1 Marine. Faz is hanging out, and just, again, he's trying to do his best to make him feel really uncomfortable. There are 3 different potential locations right now where Faz can push in and do damage. He's got a Raven down here, Army a little bit on the left, and a drop up here, which ReVolt has to pay attention to, because if you don't, they do damage. But, on the other side, he does know that Faz just took the base. Drop does roll down in. There is a cannon, though. It is going to... Oh! No, he drops the boys out. Probes fight, and on the bottom side map, armies are dancing around each other just a little bit. There are no Vikings here, though, so this is a scary army for ReVolt. A lot of disruptor shots go out. Some really good money shots on this army. Oh, another really good disruptor shot. Flanking Bio, though, is going to take out the Colossus. Who needs Vikings? Who can flank? Oh, no. That was really good, I think, for Faz. Better than it was for ReVolt. ReVolt losing both of those Colossus. The flanking Bio was too strong. But there are still units here. They are pushing through Faz's stuff. Oh, all these Zealots that got warped in are going to run through the field of Widow Mines. So, I mean, ReVolt's here doing damage, but I don't think there's enough for him to close this out. He is going to need to pull out here right about now. The Widow Mines unburrow, and they get into a better position. Another disruptor falls. Oh, okay, but here we come. There is more units. Colossus have appeared. They are now in the fight, and they are going to continue to try and push back this bio reinforcement for Faz. Tommy Pickles looking here, trying to seal the deal, get the win. No 4th base on the way. The boys have been pulled, and I like this decision for Faz. But ReVolt is focusing down the bio instead of the SCVs, which is good on his part. He does have 2 Colossus that are idle. Yep, get them in the fight. And they're going to join the fight. They're going to try to finish the fight, but they're not Master Chief, so it's going to be a struggle. But they can do it. Maybe. Another round of warp-ins here. Forward for ReVolt. He is going to poke in. 1 Colossus still. He doesn't have the rest of the army here yet. Vikings are now here. So they're going to start to do their damage on these Colossus. These other 2 Colossus did not join the fight still. First Colossus goes down. So the good position here for Faz. Taking a really good fight at a good angle. Both Colossus go down during the recall. Nothing was saved except for 1 Stalker. I think Faz tastes blood. And now he is going to roll across the map and try to get this done. Blink Stalkers. 1 goes down. Another Observer falls. Vikings do stay alive, taking a little bit of damage. So this is honestly in a position where I don't think ReVolt can come out of. This isn't where you want to be in this situation. He does have a few units. Vikings do land, seeing there are no Colossus. Photon Overcharge is used. Is it enough to keep the Stalkers alive against this bio army? I do not think so. GG Well Played is called. And that is the end of the run here for ReVolt. GL next rounds.